MacGuffin is a design magazine with a difference, and when we were asked to supply some magazines to the club, this was right at the top of my list of magazines I wanted to include because it is one of my all-time favourites. As I say, it's designed with a difference. That's because each issue they choose a different object of design to focus upon. This issue it's the bottle, and then they spin the entire magazine around that single object of design. So for example, you get a story here on ships in bottles. There's a story, I think this does a really good job of explaining what MacGuffin does so well. So this is a whole piece on the magic moulds. So they're really super unglamorous moulds that are used to make some of the most, I guess, sort of popular brand bottles in the world. And I mean, you know, obviously this is just stuff that sits in a factory somewhere in the Netherlands and would never ordinarily get looked at, but the way that they've photographed these very, very ordinary molds, they kind of turn them into these like objects of beauty. And I think that's what MacGuffin does so well, is make you view the world anew. I love this little picture here where it's just like a shot from the office where very unglamorous office where these bottles get made. So this is a magazine which is all about making you see the world anew. And so, for example, there's a piece here on the different types of sand that you get all around the world, because obviously glass can't just be made from any old sand, and actually there is like a really serious shortage of sand, which is going to have very serious implications for being able to make glass. So you run from a story like that, quite kind of current affairs kind of story, into something much more fun like this, which is looking at some of the cheap aftershaves and perfumes like Rich Man that you can buy in stalls by the streets, by the sides of streets. So Monsieur with the Euro E on there, and they do like a little kind of bit of criticism at the bottom, like sort of talking about you know, what's the kind of imagined audiences for these perfumes and aftershaves. I think that, you know, one of the things that makes MacGuffin so good is just the consistent quality. There's a really interesting piece here on a history of Molotov cocktails. So looking at the various different recipes and methods that have been used in different parts of the world as people have needed to throw petrol bombs, basically. I mean, that's a story I don't think I've seen anywhere else, and wouldn't expect to see in quite this way. But MacGuffin does such a good job of bringing that together with a whole load of other content. I hope that you will have chance to go and pick up a copy of this one and spend some time with it. And I hope that you will look out for more copies of it in the future.